Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. What up, Otis Winnie? Welcome to Late Night Live number 54. How's everybody doing today? I got my tea, I got a snack, I got blueberries today, less crunchy than the cookies last time. Mmm. And we are just gonna doodle for a little bit. Normally. What up, Anil? Welcome. During a normal year, pre-pandemic and everything, during March, April, and May, I'm usually out of town for that whole couple of months, about 2 months, during March, April, and May, running dance events and things like that. And that hasn't happened for a couple years, but over the past few weeks, it has been, we've been doing those events, some of them, so I've been traveling doing those. It's been it's weird because normally I'm used to being away from March, April, May, those 2 months, not writing a whole lot and things like that. But now that's cutting into, it's my summer right now. So I'm feeling a little rusty today, I think. I've been doing a lot of computer work and a lot of traveling and on-site work and stuff like that. But I haven't been able to write a whole bunch in the past couple of weeks since our last late night live. Basically, how was travel? Travel was really good. It was really fun. Felt amazing to be backstage at an actual event with an actual audience. which was really great. So it was really good. It's long hours when I do that gig, so it's always a little on the tiring side, but tiring is not the way to say it because I really enjoy doing it. I'm not actually tired doing it. It's just long hours, so I get a little worn out while doing it, but it's a lot of fun. Now I gotta teach myself how to write again. I can't believe Iampith is coming up so soon. I gotta get my hand nice and trained up for Iampith so I'm ready. What up, Jagruti? Welcome. I meant to make a post to see if I don't know if any at all international travelers are coming to Iampith, but I want to find out if any are. If somebody can bring me a jar of Walker's Penman's Black, so I don't have to pay for shipping. But I don't know if anybody's coming from overseas to bring any. We'll see how it goes. Oh, I guess I should ask around this week. Maybe I'll get lucky. Oh yeah, I mean, is that I gotta. Thanks, Fozzie, for naming my metronome the Metronome of Death. I will have the metronome out at Iampith, not during the practice sessions and during the late night stuff, obviously, but I will be teaching the art of movement writing, and with the art of movement writing comes the metronome. It comes with me speaking in rhythms and me using the metronome when I'm demonstrating. So, yep, the metronome will be out for Iampith for sure. Getting quite excited to teach an in-person class because it's been a while. I mean, and honestly, just to see calligraphy or penmanship friends, see people write in person will be lovely. It's been a long time since I've seen somebody else's hand create a piece of penmanship. Not getting the best hairlines with this nib today. Not sure if that's because of my ink or because of my nib. Not sure. Good question, Anil. When I do this, my hand is gliding. My the side of the tip of my pinky finger is on the paper. You can see it there. It's just that little bit of my pinky finger, but it's only the outside of my pinky finger. Everything else is off of the desk. I will admit I have a bad habit of sometimes dropping the heel of my wrist, which is that part right there, onto the table. It never has any weight, but every once in a while that does drop down to the table. It's a habit I'm trying to get rid of. What up, Jessica? How's it going? Like Fozzie would say. Yep. Fozzie has a great relationship with the metronome of death. So I didn't really settle on a specific theme today. It's gonna be another just a random writing day. I did find this crazy signature just a few minutes ago. I've seen it before, but I've never really looked at it. I found this crazy signature by one of my favorite penmen. He's one of the lesser known penmen. That's a little bright. Give me 1 second. Let me chill that out. Lesser known by a lot of people, but it is this is by HB Lemon, Lehman, and this signature is crazy. And at face value, like it looks whatever. It's not super balanced or super intricate or anything. But what's neat about it, it's written not the same, but sort of similar to how I do the some of the infinity names that I used to do. It's not infinity, but if you look, he starts with this S, the long S, to the D, L, E, R, and then it's the flourish off of the R that goes around and creates the W that creates the H, which is kind of neat. Not a big fan of how those connect right there, but whoops, there's ink on my nail. Oopsies. But I want to give this one a shot today. Not gonna stress out about getting it perfect, but I never really noticed how it was written, and I just figured I want to try it. So I'm gonna get warmed up real quick, and then I'll give that a shot. Can Spencerian be done in a monoline? Yeah, it can. It's I wouldn't say it's technically. It might not be technically considered. Well, it's based on Spencerian script, but without the shades, it's more so going to be a business, like a business writing than a Spencerian. The lowercase letters in business penmanship and Spencerian are very similar. If you take the shades out of Spencerian, you're essentially writing business penmanship, but fundamentally they are the same. I will say capital letters in Spencerian without the shades don't look that great, which is why the capital letters in business penmanship are different, because they're designed in such a way that they look good without the shade. Whereas Spencerian capitals, when you take that shade out, I mean, it's a matter of opinion. If you think they look good, then that's great. Then they look good to you. But to me, Spencerian capitals without the shade don't look quite as good. But you definitely can write Spencerian forms, and you can write Spencerian with a fountain pen. It's not flexible, all that stuff. Yeah, it's just a cursive. It's just handwriting, basically, at that point, because it's all based on the Spencerian forms. Can I elaborate on full arm strokes and half arm strokes? I think what you're asking, what you're referring to is when we use the term whole arm movement or when we use the term forearm movement. And the only difference there, the movement is both driven from the upper arm and from the back and everything. But with whole arm movement, the entire arm is off of the table. So the forearm, everything, nothing is touching. Let me get my camera focused here. So when I'm writing, the only thing touching the paper is the side of my pinky finger. As I'm going, everything else, like this is all off the table. Everything is lifted. And the reason you do that, like for this signature, I might have to do that depending on the size, because it allows you to reach all the way around the page. You have less control when you do it that way, so your shades are often not quite as nice as when you use what we call forearm movement, which is when you take this fleshy muscle of your forearm and you drop it down onto the desk, and then so you plant there, and then the pinky is still planted, and then you do the same movement. It's all coming from the same place. You just have one extra contact, so you can't swing as easily all over the page because this part is planted and you're using the flexibility of that muscle to go around. So you have a little bit more control than you do when you do whole arm movement, but that's forearm movement. So whole arm is up, everything's up. Our chair is raised high enough so we're not shrugging, and we can write here with our whole arm can move freely. And then forearm movement, we drop down so the forearm essentially stretches and we write. And some people can write still quite large with forearm movement. There was exercises that people would do to essentially stretch out these muscles. I personally don't have a huge range when I use forearm movement. My arm is not stretchy. I have trouble reaching, so I used to do a lot of whole arm movement, and I still do when I do signatures and things like that. But I bounce back and forth depending on what I'm writing. Yeah, Jessica, writing at a real desk. It's probably the way to do it. What's going on, Marilyn? How you doing? Drink my tea before I forget, because it is the perfect temperature right now. I'm quite good. In a very relaxed mood right now. Late last night and early this morning, I finished up a batch of work for an event that I was working on. So now it's kind of like, that is finished. I can relax, but I'm pretty sure all that tension, it was not stressful, but I had a lot of stuff to do. So it was probably a little bit of what I like to call nervous tension. If there's any Lemon Jelly fans in the audience, that's the music group Lemon Jelly. They have a song called Nervous Tension that I like a lot. What up, Lori? Welcome. What's going on, John? Welcome, everybody. I'm still warming up slowly. Okay, I'm gonna read your message a little bit closer here, Anil. Sorry. You want more discussions over the techniques of trying the pinky and side fingers and the upper finger holding the neck of the holder. What do you say about? Can we do that too? To have good grips. We want to get. So I don't usually get into super specifics about people's grips. I mean, we can talk about grips, but I personally don't believe that there is one grip for everybody. All our hands are built different. All our bodies are built different. There are a lot of people who do really good ornamental penmanship, really good movement writing, and they utilize what I call a modern grip, which is where their hand, rather than turned up to the left like I write, they rest their hand down on that side. So they leave the whole side of their hand or just the entire side of their pinky finger on the table. And those people write really well and do really good, and that's comfortable for them. They have no desire to go to a traditional grip or a knuckles up grip. I personally like a traditional grip. I think I sort of sit somewhere in the middle. My knuckles aren't always all the way straight up. That can be sometimes beneficial, sometimes not as beneficial, depending on how you write and what you're writing. But that's all sort of a matter of preference. What's going on, Hody? And then same with the way the thumb and index finger grip the pen. There are some people who like to be choked up on the pen and have these fingers quite bent. There are other people like myself. I'm a little bit, my hand is still in the same place, like my grip is still in the same place, but I tend to move a little farther back on the pen, so my index finger tends to be a little bit straighter than some other people. But that varies. Sometimes I write up like this, sometimes I write with my hand straight. This is the most neutral position for me, so this is where I tend to write the most. Because what's more important to me than having the right grip is having a relaxed grip and a hand that's in a comfortable position. So that's how I tend to write. But I will say that's sort of different for everybody. There are lots of documentation out there on older penmen's grips and stuff, and you can adopt and try different things. I will say, if you're going to try a bunch of different grips, before you sort of pick one, it's important that you give each grip time, because you don't know if it's going to work for you, if it's good or bad. I am continuously still changing up my grip and experimenting with different things. I think that's why I tend to grip my pen a little bit different than some other people. It's not because I always grip my pen different from other people, but it sort of evolved into the way I like to grip my pen. And like I said earlier, I don't always grip my pen the same way. Things sort of fluctuate a little bit here and there. I know that's not the answer that a lot of people want. It's easier just to be told to do something and to do that something specifically. But that's not really the way I like to look at things, because I don't think there is just one way to do this stuff. So yeah, Jessica, that's one thing. The biggest thing that if I could have an impact on the most penmen in the world, the most calligraphers, if I could change one thing about most of the people who I see write, not most, but a lot of people who I see write, and it's not because they're doing anything bad, but I wish that I could relax people's fingers. There's a lot of death grips out there, a lot of knuckles like this, and I increased the volume of the music. You know, one in Ojaswini doesn't like the sound of my voice today, apparently. Yeah, Ojaswini, I can turn the music up. There, now I'm hearing different than you, so let me know if that sounds any different. I didn't move it up too much, but let me know how that sounds. Yeah, there's a lot of people who will grip, and if there's a difference between, because just doing this in and of itself, what's going on, James, I wouldn't consider this a death grip. These are, I talk about white knuckles all the time. I say if I can see white, like on my thumb there, or at my knuckles here, it means there's too much tension. When I relax, my skin goes back to skin tone. And now, you can't hear the music at all. I feel like that might be something on your... Really? The music is at the same level as it is every other week. Nothing has changed. There's no music? What do you guys mean? Really? Well, that's confusing. I have music playing. Oh, you can hear the beat, though. Weird. Does that change anything? You can hear it now? Better? Okay. Got you. Cool. Perfect, nice. This is the volume it normally is. I guess what had happened, Spotify was turned down, but my headphones were turned up, so it sounded normal to me, but you guys... Well, and what was really weird is the sound bars in OBS were where I feel like they normally are, but now it sounds normal, so now we're good. Sorry about that, you guys. What up, Fozzie? Fozzie can't miss Late Night Live because she gets the Oh Just Winnie call to action. Oh, you guys should see, Fozzie, you should see my baby ferns. So I went out of town. Remember I showed the picture of those two little buds growing in the one pot down from the aerial root in my fern? The one has two little fronds that are like this long now. And then in another little pot, there's another little fuzzball that I think is another baby fern. So I have to go to a nursery tomorrow and get, because there are other little buds growing in these pots, and these pots are still attached to the mother plant. So I gotta go get a few little pots to, I think now I can transplant the two first ones into their own pot. I think the time has come to do that. Yeah, we'll see, because next week, next Wednesday, I go out of town for 3 or 4 weeks for Iampith and for dance workshops and camping. And I have a friend that's going to be coming over to my house to take care of my plants for me. But I really hope all of my plants do okay, because I don't really know what I do that is keeping them alive and healthy. But I'm hoping whatever I tell my friend to do will keep them still alive and well. And she'll only be coming in like once a week or whatever to water them. But I hope they'll be okay. Right. Happy EID Mubarak. I can write that. I'm gonna copy and paste that somewhere so I don't lose it, because chat will move. Oh, I forget. Did I say hi to Lurker James? I saw Lurker James pop in here, and I don't remember if I said hi or not. If I didn't, what up, Lurker James? I may actually try to do a late night live from Iampith one of the nights. We'll see what the hotel Wi-Fi is like. I mean, it's not going to be a legit late night live. I don't know what kind of a setup we'll be able to have there, but it might, at minimum, I feel like we can do like a Instagram live on Tuesday night. Oh, what up, Diego? How's it going, man? Welcome. What was I writing here? Happy EID Mubarak. Let's write that now. I'm not warmed up, so this might not be the most amazing. Oh, my music is loud now. I gotta chill that out a little bit. If your guys' music volume that you're hearing is too loud or too quiet, let me know, because I'm not really sure what the levels are at this week. Happy EID. Perfect. Well, if we do a late night live from Iampith, if we do Instagram live or however we do it, it'll be more so like a handheld walking around talking. I don't know how much of this type of late night live we'll be doing, because I'm not bringing a tripod and things like that to convention. That's too much. I don't want to pack that much stuff. spelling mistake. There we go. Lori's gonna lurk. She could be well, that's okay. She could be Lurker Lori. Lurker Lori and Lurker James. I'm gonna try. Pretty sure I say this every year, and I don't know that it ever actually happens, but I'm gonna try and actually post on social media during IAMPIT this year. Every year I say that. I always have the best intentions when I go to convention, and then it's like I disappear off the face of the earth. And I know lately I've sort of disappeared off the face of social media for the past couple months, other than a few stories here or there. I apologize, I haven't really been super active. I've been busy with a lot of other stuff. But my intention is to post a bunch at IAMPIT, because I know a lot of people who really want to be there won't be able to be there this year. So long as I get across the border. We'll see, I'm not there yet. We'll see what happens when that all goes down. But when I get there, I will post. Or try to post a bunch. My break from social media was never intentional. I wasn't planning on taking a social media break. I just haven't edited anything, and I haven't sat down to write very much aside from late night lives. And I've never been much a fan of posting just for the sake of posting. It doesn't feel like me very much. So I just I left it. I still scrolled. I did the doom scroll through Instagram and whatnot still quite often, but what up, Nina? Your phone deleted Instagram. And you're like, oh, Instagram's gone. That's honestly, I feel that. I feel that. It's, I've been in an interesting relationship with Instagram these days. I do have a lot of foiling videos that I need to edit and post. I still record, I do a lot of foiling videos still. I haven't posted any in a long time. I film everything I make, but I haven't sat down to edit a video. I probably have a lineup of about 50 leather blotters or leather foiling projects that I haven't edited to post. So one of these days there might just be an Instagram flood of foiling stuff. We'll see. What up, Rose? Welcome. Jessica, you blocked your own sister? It can be. My issue with video editing, I like video editing. Like in high school, that was sort of my jam. It was in the video class, and I like the video editing style of things and doing it, creating the videos. And I really like it. I like getting really creative with camera angles. And I usually just use the one angle, but switching between shots, and then when I pick music, finding the good royalty-free music, and then what gets me is the dancer in me comes out. So when things are going to slow motion and stuff, I start diving into making like every stroke go with the beat of the music, which is not a natural thing at all. And I really enjoy that process sometimes when I'm in it, but it's really time consuming. And yeah, basically I just, I haven't sat down on my computer to do all of those things. I have a giant folder with so many gigs of raw foiling footage that I have to edit. And I will, oh, the hiccups. I will eventually. I know I will, because I didn't record them for nothing. I'm just not exactly sure when I'll get to that. Because there's always more things that I want to record. Like, oh, I'll edit this one. Like, well, I shouldn't edit this one. I should edit the one that I did at Christmas, because I haven't edited those yet. And then, yeah, I'll get around to it eventually. You don't like cat posts, James? Note to self, Lurker James does not like cousin cat posts. What am I gonna write today? I realize we've been live now for half an hour and I haven't done a whole heck of a lot of writing. Which is fine by me. I don't know if it's fine by you guys. But I'm chilling. Chilling, eating my blueberries. Huh. Curious. Oh, that only half worked. You know what would be really cool? If you could hit it. Check this out. I don't know where this is coming from, but... Diego, Taco Tuesday. What are you doing with your life? I also miss Taco Tuesday. Today was Pork Chop Tuesday for Mike. But now I kind of want tacos. I have a feeling today I'm kind of hungry and I don't really have very much food in my house aside from the bowl of blueberries I'm eating right now. I might, when this stream is over tonight, have to do a late night roam through the city and see if I can't find some late night food. I could make popcorn, I guess. Okay, I want to see, can I do this? If you happen to have a W and an E in your name, this could be a really cool connection. Ugh, ugly stem, but that's okay. Now if I do this... Okay, if I do that... Now in theory, this could work. Cross your fingers. You gotta slow down and relax. Check that out. I mean, aside, there's a lot of not great shapes and stuff in there, but that's a cool connection. A little well, it's not even infinity, but a little cool ligature, I guess we'd call that. That's kind of neat. I got a hair in my nib, or a fiber in my nib there, unfortunately. But that's kind of a neat idea. Too Diego. I like it. YN Wool pen? Ooh, that sounds yummy fuzzy. Wool pen. Wool pen. That's a neat. I like that. Fun. Fun ligature. I don't believe I've seen anybody do that either, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool. Oh, too far away. Ooh, Claire, good question. 1 second, I'm gonna write the word cool. Ugh. Yep, ladies and gentlemen, my hand is rusty. Ooh, Ferrero Rocher, yummy. Kind hearts are gardens. Oh, that's so pretty, James. Belongs on a Hallmark card. So Claire, do I find that the oblique nib holder is easier to use than a straight holder? Depends on the style that I'm doing. I really like the oblique holder, but I primarily do ornamental penmanship and Spencerian, which require shades to happen on an angle. In this case, we're writing at approximately a 52-degree slant line. If I was to do this with a straight pen, it is very difficult to get the shades because the nib would be going, if I was doing a straight pen, my nib would be at this angle, and it's hard to press down and go this way. I'm just going to be digging into the page. So aside from kinking my wrist a whole lot or turning my paper at an extreme angle, if you're doing shaded scripts at an angle, it's not that one is easier than the other. They both do the same thing, but the oblique holder was specifically designed to make that task easier. So I personally prefer using it. For unshaded script, for say monoline writing, like business penmanship or something like that, I prefer to use I use both, but I prefer to use a straight pen. My reason for using a straight pen for business penmanship is not because I know a lot of books say you should write business penmanship with a straight pen. To me, I don't see a huge crazy difference. I don't feel a huge crazy difference. The biggest difference is, for some reason, and I've messed with my flanges a lot to try to get them to do this, and they don't. My nib, the same nib, will give me a better monoline hairline in a straight holder, on average, than it will in my oblique holder. So I write with a straight pen because it gives me a better hairline for monoline business writing. But I wouldn't say it's purely up to the penman. I think the oblique holder is easier because it was specifically designed for angled writing. I know some people, like in Europe, a lot of people like to do engrosser script and English roundhand and stuff with a straight pen, and that's fine. That's what they're used to. I don't really get it because you're fighting the nib. If you use an oblique holder, the nib is going the right angle and it's doing what you want it to do with less effort. So I guess to your question, easier, most definitely easier, because it's designed that way. But if it's not what you like using, then it's not easier for you. Easier for me doesn't mean easier for you. Another example, what is it, G.E. Green? Is that his name? Really good business penmanship lessons. They're scanned on the IAMPIT website. G.E. Green? Last name Green, anyways. I can't remember the first initials. But he suggests using a straight pen for business writing. But what I like is, unlike most other teachers who teach business writing, even if they do this, they don't put it in their books, they don't say it. He specifically writes, I do everything with an oblique holder, but the beginner will probably have a better time starting with a straight pen for business writing. But he is a professional penman and he teaches business writing and he does everything with an oblique holder. And none of the other penmen do that. And I'm certain, or none of the other penmen say that. I'm certain that all of them wrote, they could do everything with all of the different tools, but I don't think the difference between using an oblique holder and a straight pen is that different. I think it's up to the user. Different strokes for different folks, basically. Can you use that C entry for an E? Of course. You mean this one, Fuzzy? That one there? Yeah, definitely. That is an entry that I use, I won't say often, but that I have used for the C before. Or for the E, sorry. The standard, because what we'll do, if we don't do that guy. Ooh, rough shapes today. If you go horizontal oval into a compound curve, like so. It gives you this sort of, I mean, ideally you'd have this come up a little bit like that, shape-wise, so you don't get this big space up at the top, but you could definitely use it. Oh, I didn't realize that that was a Mataraz thing. Sorry, James. Yeah, if you just think about it, it's basically you're combining the standard, but before you go around here, and what is good and why I tend to use this one, I mean, I got it from Canaan. I'm pretty sure it's the first place I saw this entry to the sea. But I like that there's that hard stop, because you can go up there and you can lift or you could just stop. When you get to that point, you can stop and then you can go from there, and you can put that loop down there. I wonder, could you loop below it? Probably not. I guess if we did our entry oval higher, yeah, you could loop below. That one probably looks even better. So that one looks nice. I think that's probably the best option, because then you're also, this little implied oval, you're sort of unintentionally bisecting it with the entry oval. So that looks the most balanced and nicest variation of that. Thumbs up. Hody, what is that emoji? I can't tell if he's holding like dollar bills or if he's holding a pineapple. It's so tiny on my screen. And the chat in OBS, the little emojis are so tiny. But I see 3 little green things. Oh, Mataraj should always be in our mind. Is that a thumbs up? Why is it green? It's green, it's like a little... That's the thumb up YouTube emoji? It literally looks like a tiny little guy holding a pineapple. But there's... How is it a thumb? Oh, is it like a thumb and then the green things are like, not exclamation points, but like thumb? Like they're like action lines? Show action, yeah, there we go, okay. Nice. From here, I just see a little emoji holding... To me, he's holding a pineapple. He's like, check it, I got a pineapple. Or he's like, dollar bill, and those green things are dollar bills. He's fanning with his money. I've never really seen or gotten used to the YouTube emojis before. Other than I always see Lurker James's dab emoji. His wiggling thumb. His elbow cough. I have no idea. I gotta look at these emojis zoomed up. Uh-oh, I dropped a blueberry. I gotta get that off the ground, or it's gonna get stepped on later. Oh no, my tea! I forgot about it again. I need to set like a tea reminder. I tell my students to set reminders for them to relax every few minutes. I need to do that, but for tea, I need like an audio track that just plays in the background that just like every 5 minutes says, Mike, drink your tea. And then I can drink my tea. That's actually a really nice E. I like that E. And check it, for anybody who knows what the Gray Shade Society is, you know why it's nice? Because I was running out of ink. Gray Shade Society. what do streamers always say? They'll say things like, G's in the chat if you know what Gray Shade Society is. Sorry, I've been watching some art streamers lately, and they have like thousands of people in their chat, and they always do things like that. So I'm gonna use streamer terminology, streamer things, tactics. It might be pink hair, or it could just be a hat. It's also like a pink Wi-Fi symbol. Oh, are those action lines? Oh, never seen emojis with action lines before. Oh, James, they're dope. They're called Drawfee. DRAWFEE. They have a crazy big channel. They used to work for College Humor back before the pandemic. And they just stream. They play games and they do random art streams and they all just doodle together. And they're great, they're amazing artists and I like watching them create, but I'm not a digital artist, so it's less about the art for me and more just their banter and the way they talk about things. They're super entertaining. So I listen to them and they've been streaming for years, so there's a huge backlog of videos of theirs. So I kind of use them like listening to a podcast. I just turn it on and sort of listen to the banter when I'm doing stuff. Amanda Rackley. I don't know who that is. I don't know who anybody is. I live under a rock. If I see her, deal. If I see her, this person, Rack, that I don't know, I will give her a squeeze for you and hopefully not go to jail. Am I in a writing mood today? I can't tell. I've only finished almost half a page of writing, but I'm in a chill and good mood right now. Hope you guys are enjoying today's not so writing late night live stream. Oh, Anil, when it comes to like unexplored variations, that's basically one of my favorite things to do. Not so much like variation creation, but like you see how this came from. This wasn't an intentional thing. Random ideas pop into my head all the time. For a living, when I'm doing blotters and stuff, I do signature design and I create these things. So it's just thinking of crazy fun ideas and seeing how they work together. So the exploration of ornamental penmanship and stuff is one of the big things that makes me like it so much. Drinking my tea. Thank you for the reminder. We're almost done now. This will be the last sip and then we're good. Oh, cool, Marilyn. Sweet. And she moved to Vancouver? I don't know many of the calligraphers in Vancouver. I know there's not a huge penmanship community here, but there is a lot of calligraphers. I was supposed to meet more of them right when I got here, but then the pandemic hit and everything. Well, that's fun. I'll have to look her up. The name is vaguely familiar, but I don't know. That could be me just making it familiar. Whoa. Nope, we're gonna try that again. What up, Aravind? Do I go to the comments? Yep, I see all the comments. I'll say the past couple weeks, the past little while, I haven't responded to all the comments that have come in on the YouTube channel. But I see, like, I get notifications every time a comment comes in. So when comments come in on old videos, like I know my foiling a book cover gets comments every few days or something like that. Somebody will ask a question about foiling or something. I get those and I answer them. When I'm active, I have been admittedly a little distant lately. Not on purpose, just because I've been busy. It's a public playlist. It's all royalty-free music, just so I don't get copyright things and stuff like that on YouTube. But it's by a group. If you look up Stream Beats, there's a guy named Harris Heller who's a video game streamer, and he's also music producer, and he created a Spotify playlist or group of playlists in different genres called Stream Beats, and it's all just safe royalty-free music for streamers to use. And this is his lo-fi station. It's nice and chill, lo-fi hip-hop. Whoa, okay, can't make a D today. It's the worst letter in the world. Is the music volume low again? Should it be higher? You guys tell me. I agree, Hody. It is. Everybody says it's fine, Aravind. For energy? Oh, we hit energy after midnight. I'm in chill mode. Lurker James says it's fine, so it must be fine. Okay, capital D, here we go. I gotta get better at that other capital D. That one. Nope. Maybe one day. Ugh. I'm not putting forward a very good penman image today. Yeah, Hody's comment did require approval. Fozzie, I agree. But if I'm being honest, Fozzie, both of them can. If I'm being completely honest. Am I having cookies? No, no cookies today. I have blueberries today. A more silent snack. I used up my last cookie dough, the last of my cookie dough last night. It's about as far as I get when I do alphabets, because now it's time to write the capital D, and everything goes to shit. I was doing really good for a couple weeks. I had a really good one. And then I had to take a couple weeks off because I was traveling, and now I can't do it anymore. The plight of a penman. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Pineapple emoji. Capital L? I quite like the capital L. The toughest part for me in the capital L, or what I think requires the most practice, there's two parts. Getting used to the compound curved stem, that little bit right there, having that nice and clean, a little steeper than the standard, and then the transition from the horizontal oval to the angled oval. That transition from about here to there can be a deal breaker, I think, for a lot of people. But then once you get that, then just coming down into that compound curve that you've practiced a lot, and you're good. O is annoying. I have issues with O, but I have issues with O for the same reason that I have issues with the capital D. D and O are probably, if I had to pick my worst letters, it's probably D and O, just because of the angle. For some reason, they don't like to be at the right angle. I can do them, if I could turn my paper about like so. If I turn my paper, I could do a nice O. But for some reason, but I don't like writing all the rest of the letters of the alphabet at that angle. But I don't want to turn my paper just for the one O. I could, and if it really mattered, if I was doing a really important letter, then I definitely would. Get out of here with this 7 shaded O. We're not doing it. No hate on the 7 shaded O, but we've done it a lot of times. I feel like anytime O is mentioned, just when he jumps on the 7 shaded O bandwagon and starts calling it out. I do like the double shaded O with a horizontal entry. I do enjoy doing those. That's this one. I like that O quite a bit. And I can usually get it relatively decent. For some reason, I can't do a single shaded O without the entry oval. I can't do it the same, but if I do the entry oval, I can do a double shaded O pretty decent, pretty consistently. Angle is too much most of the time, but are we aiming for LOL? Oof. Is there a cool ligature in LOL? What if we did it this way? What if we did... Oh wait, can we do... No, that's not gonna work. What if we did... No, that's not gonna work either. Never mind. Never mind. 2 shaded or 7 shaded? Thing with this... Two ovals flows really good, and the reason is because you get the one is your entry. So you get the same as what I said is the tricky part in the L, the transition from the horizontal oval into the angled oval. Same thing. When you're transitioning from this point up to this point, you're getting in that weird angled oval, but not at your writing angle. And then you get your first shade, and then you keep going. Now I have this issue. If you look at this top right side, it should technically be like that. That's my big issue with the capital D as well. I tend to push out that top right corner, and it's annoying. Sometimes I can get it to go away, but it doesn't stay away because I don't practice enough. So, friends and students and whoever's in here, do as I say and not as I do, and practice those things diligently, and you won't have issues like I do. Can I show you a capital I? Most certainly I can. Oh, new cap. Not new at all. Pretty sure of all of the hats that I have here, this is, I mean, aside from the vintage bowler hats that I don't wear, pretty sure this is the oldest hat I have here. This I got at one of the Gurin sample sales for like $5 or $10, I can't remember. But this is the hat. I probably wear this hat more than any other hat. I thought about wearing the bowler hat today, but I opted out. Capital I. My forms are not very... Oh, right. Rockets. I know what you guys are talking about. I've been in one of the pajama jams when you guys were talking about the capital I, the rocket. So what's the difference between the I and the J? The only difference is that the J drops below the baseline. From the beginning, they are the same. From there and there, they are the exact same. The I, excuse me, gets a stem shade, whereas the J, that was a really weird way to draw that, but the stem shade, or gets the descender shade. But as far as entry, they are the same. The J, you can get away with doing entries like that to them. Going into it. You can do that with the I as well. But I find when you do that with the I, with the, if you're gonna stop on the baseline like this, which most people don't, then you're okay. But when you keep going, because the I on average keeps going around like this, things get messy in here, and they can look decent. I know Michael Saul, he has one that he uses that does look decent. It's spaced out quite nicely. How does it go? It's something like, it's like, it starts farther to the left. See, well, you see what happened? I have these two get too close together, but you can get it done. So how does that work? Does it start up here? I don't like that. Anyways, he does have one that works. It's quite long. Maybe this entry oval is way over here. It's in his book in any case. I can't remember exactly. Maybe that's probably it. But it looks decent, but I never write it because it always looks a little bizarre to me. So the J, you can write with that because the J doesn't continue up through here, so it doesn't mess up the look of that beginning. capital I. Now it's a fat butterfly. Today's just an inconsistent day, I think. Today's one of those days that I talk about when I teach classes all the time. And I say, well, some days you're just inconsistent and you have a bad writing day. You can't be too hard on yourself. You just write for the fun of it. Today, I'm writing for the fun of it. I don't imagine much of the things I write today will come out extraordinary, because it doesn't feel like today's a day for extraordinary writing. But who knows? Anything could happen. Let's get... Whoa. Okay. Case in point. Note to self. Hold your paper. The Canon O? What's the Canon O? Nothing wrong with that, Marilyn. How do you bad writing days when you have to teach classes? I mean, if the way teaching classes goes, most of the time, teaching days are bad writing days. You can't really avoid them. And it's just like, I don't do my best writing on a late night live because I'm talking, I'm focusing on other things, other stuff is going on. When I'm when I'm teaching, it's the same thing. I'm usually in demonstration mode, and I think a lot of teachers are the same thing. A teacher is not going to usually do the best work when they are talking and when they're doing other things. Some teachers can. I like to think that I'm relatively good at talking while I'm writing and doing things because I come from sort of a performative background. So like the late night lives, this type of stuff isn't super distracting for me, but my writing is never going to be as good as when I'm just focused on it, because I'm focusing more on my musculature and things like that. But so that's sort of always in place when it comes to teaching. But you can't avoid them. Some days are worse than other days. Before I teach a class, like the week or two before I teach a class, I dedicate extra time to muscle training and to drilling to get my body sort of in writing mode. My writing tends to fluctuate because my life tends to fluctuate. I don't like to do the same thing all of the time. I don't like to drill penmanship every day because to me, nothing against drilling penmanship, but to me, that is boring. So I do a lot of playtime, and I like my playtime, and I'm not willing to give up my playtime when it comes to penmanship, but my playtime sometimes is probably negatively affecting the consistency and whatnot of a lot of my writing. And that's fine for me, because I know that if I dedicate an amount of time to drills and to clean up strokes, I can clean them up and I can get them better. I don't see that as the hard part, but it's also not the fun part. So I feel like you get to a point where, would it be cool if my writing was a whole lot better? Yes. Do I want it to get better? Yes. Is it a super bad thing if it doesn't get better? I'm not really that fussed about it. I think my writing looks nice. It's not as nice as it could be, but I think it's cool and it's good. And when I have good writing days and when I put the work in, my writing is really nice. So you just kind of take the bad writing days. It just sort of is what it is. If you're teaching a class and you are having a bad writing day and what's coming out of your pen is no good, well, that's why you have handouts, because that handouts are hopefully good. And that's why penmen like myself, we keep remaking our handouts, because as we get better, we want, what used to be good is no longer as good. So we make a new set of handouts because it's better on our standard. A student might not notice the difference, but we make handouts for our good writing, or we reference the vintage stuff, and we demonstrate. If we can't demonstrate perfect, we can't demonstrate perfect. We say, we're human. Ooh, I like this song. I like that Fozzie works on pretend weddings during late night lives. I enjoy that. I should make a pretend wedding. That would be fun. Never done that before. It is good to look back at what you've done. It's interesting. I've gone back and look at some of my old work. I'll have a really good writing day and think my writing's really feeling good, and then I'll look at a previous thing that was in my scrapbook or whatever, and it might be much better than what I was doing. Everything is a constant sort of ebb and flow. That's all. That is a stack of old writing pages. That's pretty much all from late night lives and whatnot that I have to go through to see if there's anything good in there. And if there's not, that paper will be recycled. Or I'll see if some of them are just used on one side. I'll use the other side for drills or whatever. But it is good to keep and go through your work. You don't have to keep and go through your drills and practice and whatnot, but what do I want to do different on this E? That's old writing can also be that. It can be a sort of breath of fresh air. It can be entertaining to see what you used to think was good. Nope. I don't know where I want to place that little loop. Maybe I want it to come... Yeah, that's what we want. Kind of like that. Collection of Spencil coins. There's actually, hilariously, there's no way to use them because I haven't paid for the feature on Stream Beats or anything like that. But in this chat, there is a money system, a monetary system. You can't buy anything with them. They don't mean anything, but they are called Spencil coins. I actually I programmed them in. It exists. They serve absolutely no purpose yet, and I don't know if they'll ever serve a purpose, but they do exist, and they are titled Spencil coins, which is hilarious. I was trying to see if I could use something like that on the Discord, but I don't know what you would... Oval monetization. Gray Shade Society. GSS. What y'all know about the GSS? Oh, I've never made a GSS monogram. Or a signature. Oh, those are horrible letters to put together. GSS. Yeah, that's not a good combination at all. How do I can go there. But then what? Oh, can this somehow leave more space? No, because then that one's gonna look bad. Well, that one can go. That looks like an L. Doesn't work. currency bot on the Discord. I mean, there's a point system on the Discord right now. The points don't mean anything. Oh, just when he sent me that S, or that O. One in Octavia. Oh, that's the CO. To me, that O looks like a capital C. Doesn't look like an O. Looks like a C to me. I like that my phone alerts me to let me know that I am live on YouTube. Yes, I am. Phone, thank you very much. I'm gonna close my window real quick. My neighbors are out in the back alley chatting. Yep. There are things you can do with levels. Levels can earn like special titles in, I know streamers and stuff, people can earn like emojis, things. I don't really know how it all works. If the yeah, I would have no idea that I was live right now. Good thing my phone lets me know. I mean, that kind of works, I guess, but that doesn't look like an S, and that's messy. GSS doesn't work. Gray Shade Society does not look good. I mean, at least not in Ornamental Penmanship. Monogram styles. We could probably do something like put one of these on the something like that would look better. Not connected. The GSS. Alright, Jessica, thanks for hanging out. Sweet dreams. Have a wonderful evening. The shade on the G is always so weird. It's a very easy shade, but it's easy to do wrong. It shouldn't be hard. It is a very easy shade to do. I mean, I don't think he was the only person to use that O. Was the shade on the... Yeah, the second one, okay. Is it like that? Yeah. Really gotta pull this out a lot. This comes into the same issue I have with the angle of the O in general. Nope. Better. It's just awkward to me because because even when he does it, I don't like that angle is it's a very small angle or shallow angle, which bugs me. It wouldn't be if this bubbled out more, but I don't seem to be good at writing it that way. Does it kind of like that. Gotta make that first one a lot more round, which makes sense for Kanan because his forms were very circular. Whoa, weird shade. Yeah, it's a bizarre O. Peach teeny. Sounds yummy. I guess you probably don't put olives in a peach teeny. Never mind. Scratch that. They could be chunks of peach, that's true, that works. What is going on? Cheers. My ovals are all over the place today. Wackadoble. Friendiversary? Is it our friendiversary? That's fun. One whole year. I still have to do giveaways for the quote journal and the Little Red Riding Hood. Yeah. I mean, we've been going for over a year. I haven't done a year's work because we missed weeks around Christmas and when I was traveling and things like that. And then, was it a few weeks ago, I canceled one. How many weeks in a year? Okay, Google. How many weeks are there in a year? Oh, 52. I wore a suit for the 52nd one, right? Is that what we did? I don't remember if that was... Why did I wear a suit? That was for 52, okay. Oh, that was the 50th, okay. Oh, so we forgot... I meant to celebrate something on the 52nd, because that's the official year's worth of Late Night Lives. Whoops. King of Flourishing. I don't know if that's true. But thank you, Suzanne, for saying that. Yeah, I remember you were in. We hadn't been going too long when you started. I remember when you started coming in. Whoa, why does that oval get so crazy? 16th of June. Holy smokes. I guess it's been going a year. We should probably stop them then, right? Should probably just end it. We've done enough. That's the shape we want. Not quite that. Gasp! Ooh! Happy second month day, Mando. Whoops. Mando. I was watching a Mandalorian thing earlier. Whoops. Second month day. Swirly Mano. Oof. These shades and ovals need work today. Can you tell I haven't written in a couple weeks? Yes, yes you can. Ugh. Packing and moving doesn't suck, it's an adventure. Because then you get to unpack and it's like Christmas, you get to rediscover all your old stuff. You have to embrace the adventure. Oops. Did my paper move, or did I just decide to disregard the line entirely there? I wonder, I should probably sharpen a bunch of nibs for iambic, so I'm ready for convention. I suppose. That's another good part about moving. You get to assess all of your belongings and purge and get rid of things. Then you get a beautiful sense of ease when you have less things. No, purging is good. Ask Fozzie, she's in the middle of a purge at the moment. Purging is good. I need to do a purge of a lot of things. Then exactly, then you can go back to acquiring. Because the acquiring is the fun part, not the having. The acquiring is the fun part. Oops. I have to do some business writing practice, I think. Oh, you sold them? Nice. That one, I don't think I'd seen that one ergonomic one that you posted. That was a very wavy ergonomic holder. It was neat looking. I was surprised last week there was two Zenarian Oblique, two vintage Zenarian Oblique holders that went for very little on eBay. I thought they would go for a lot more. I was not in a bidding mood, so I didn't bother joining in, but I had anticipated them going much higher than they did. Unless the auction was canceled or something, but they didn't sell for very high. For what we're used to expecting anyways. That's fun. If you don't use them, that's great. Put them somewhere somebody who wants them and somebody who will love them and take care of them. I just mailed, before I went out of town, I think the day before I went out of town, I mailed the, I don't know if I ever showed it. I took pictures of it, and I think I privately showed people, but I don't know that I've ever actually fully shown the Mickey Mouse holder I made for my friend Esther in Indonesia, in Jakarta. I mailed her pen. I still have to carve an ink jar holder of Mickey Mouse holding an ink jar like a bucket. I gotta carve that one day, but I haven't been in a carving mood for a while, so I haven't carved anything new. One of these days I gotta get back to it. Gotta do it, Otis Winnie, gotta do it. You can't just hoard for the sake of hoarding, that's no fun. We all tend to do it. I have to do a purge one of these days very soon. I have to do a clothing purge, except most of my clothing, they're not going to be selling them or giving them away like Fozzie's doing. I can't sell my clothes. I gotta purge the clothes that are just no good anymore. They'll go to Goodwill or to the garbage. Precisely. Maybe I'll try this signature now. From the beginning of the stream. This one, if anybody was here when I first showed it earlier. I need to make a compilation PDF of HB Lemon's work because I really like his work. He uses this long S, which is interesting. Like that? Is that how we did it? Sort of. Oops. Okay. Now we go from there. Compound there. Whoop. Go up here. Ooh. Gotta make sure we don't draw our fingers through that S. And we get a stem. Okay. We can do that. So we're preparing and do this whole arm. We're preparing for a stem right there. Not the prettiest. I like the way he comes out of this W though. I didn't leave myself enough space. Fail. Okay, try again. It's not a really difficult one, but it's neat. I like that he starts the W off of the lowercase r. I think that's cool. Ugh. Not enough space again. James might live today. Live or live? James, are you still working through all those signatures you did last week? It seems like, was it last Tuesday? You had quite a... You did quite a signature session by the looks of Instagram. Nice, you should. They look good, the ones you posted. There's like thousands. Where are they? I don't know this. I know it wasn't the business educator, it was the American or Western penman. Or where are these signatures? American penman, okay. Are you... Got you. Shoot, I'm worried my paper is gonna move. I didn't give myself enough space again. Damn. I keep this W super tight. I did literally the exact same thing. There's just not enough space. Oh, that's not supposed to be shaded. Oh, I could have done a hairline. There was space for a hairline. Oh, wow. I totally didn't realize there's no shade there. Oopsies. Later editions of the business or of the American penman. Okay. I have to check these out. I gotta see these signatures. That wasn't a very nice S. Let's try that again. What am I doing? Wake up. Okay, give ourselves more space. All the way to over here. That should work. Ugh. My arm just has no control today. That's so ugly. Well, we'll call it there on that signature. Cool signature. I cannot do it justice today. Get it? It's a thought bubble. Thinking. What are we thinking about? What are we thinking about? Nothing? Do 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 do. What else is in this little scrapbook I got here? What else? Maybe there's something else in here I can recreate. Or that's unusual. Swiping through. Wonderful alphabets. Ugh, I gotta learn how to flourish a bird one of these days. I think I want to do card carving next week. I think. And maybe a little bit of origami. Maybe. Still undecided. Like a dogfoot. Oh, that's just the dogfoot bird. It's supposed to look like that. Nor have I, James. Nor have I. I feel like such an idiot. There weren't incredible specimens or anything, but there was a card carving listing on eBay the other day. And Gray was nice enough to share the link with me. And I got the notification from eBay, and I looked at it, and then I looked off of it, and then hours later I looked back. Obviously, the auction was over, and I missed out on it, but I felt like kind of a dummy. Being somebody who's working on that stuff, it would have been nice to have some real specimens. Do you just use a cutter? I use a few tools. What knife did I use? I'm pretty sure I used an X-Acto knife for some of them. Do I have the blade in here? I guess I'll have to find the blades I used. But another one for a lot of the flowers, I used this, which is this is a nib. I think this is a Leonard Principle. And I'd flattened the end a little bit. I just squished it in pliers so it's not quite as curved. And then I sharpened it. A lot of I can't say a lot because there's not a whole lot of documentation on card carving out there. But some of the stuff that I've seen it mentions using the back of a nib. So I have in here in my nib tin, I gotta go through them because some of them it's dangerous. But I have a series of like Hunt 101s and Leonard Principles. Some of them, the end has been sharpened, and other ones, the whole, like one side has been sharpened. So it works like an X-Acto knife. Yeah, I was experimenting with all that, a whole bunch. Because apparently, a lot of them just used nibs that they sharpened. So, yes, James, I made my own chisel. But then I also used some of my wood carving chisels, but my chisels are tiny, so they're not super, super wide. So they're only good for some things. But I can get like the detail in some flowers. I can do decent with my chisels. But then when I carve the nibs actually work. Like that first one that I showed, this one, they work. If you get them sharpened nicely, they work as good as an actual wood carving chisel, or as my actual chisels. The hard part was learning how I'm not that great at sharpening even my chisels and stuff. I have to get a lot better at sharpening my tools for carving and whatnot, because that would be a game changer. If I learned to carve better, to sharpen better, I could carve better. But then I stopped working on it because I wanted to find a thicker cardstock. The cardstock I'm using is thick, but I don't feel like it's quite thick enough. Like some of the examples that I've seen, like pictures of some of those old things, there's so much dimension. And in some of the old documentation, they talk about using gluing, or they talk about how many, not ply, but how thick of a cardboard to use. And I just can't find, it's just not a style of cardstock or thing we use today. So I was gonna try to like glue 2 sheets of cardstock together to give myself more depth. And then I found some really good cardstock, but I could only get it in like parent sheets, and it costs like $400 because you have to buy it in bulk, and I'm not doing that to experiment on. And they can't send me a sample of just like a business card size. So in sort of hunting for better paper, better cardstock for it, I sort of not tapped out, but I didn't find anything that I really, really liked. What I have works decent. It's just, I think it's a little thin. It's really easy to go through the other side if you're trying to get a lot of dimension. So I want to try something a little bit thicker. Like the thickness of like a cereal box, I feel like would be a good thickness. And then I want to experiment with other sharpening techniques and things like that. Because it would be really cool to not need an extra tool. Like that's like if I just had the back, say, of this nib, if it was sharpened, and I could just take this nib out, put it in the other way, or put it in another holder, and then just like carve, which is why this is so great. Because, well, I flattened this one so it no longer fits in a regular holder, but it'd be cool if I could do it in such a way that the nib still works as a nib. I think that would be cool. I don't know if that's specifically how they did it, because there is no proof. So I'm sort of building from scratch a little bit, experimenting with what I think would be cool and would work really good. Similar to when I made foiling a thing. That wasn't something that I saw back in the day, but it was a thing that I didn't know how to do, and there was no information anywhere about doing it. So I just figured it out step by step. All right, Lori, thanks for hanging out. Sweet dreams to you. We'll see you next week for maybe some card carving. I'll decide in the next couple of days, and then I'll post it. If we're gonna do card carving, I think that would be fun. I'm writing really big. Why am I writing so big today? I should not be writing this big. I find I write a lot bigger than normal when I'm doing late night lives. I should be writing about that size. Whoa! Having trouble controlling a shade. Do 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 do. Is it this nib? No, it can't be the nib. It's gotta be me. My shades feel ridiculous. I feel like I'm having to press a lot harder than normal. But I don't. This is a Hunt 101, so it shouldn't be stiff. The shading just doesn't feel very natural. And the tail is very long all the time now. Oh, my desk is moving along. Poor desk. Issue after issue. Gotta get it fixed. Nope, no Walker's ink. I didn't want to pay for shipping. There, that's what we want. Let's do all the shades and make them feel like that. That's what they're supposed to feel like. Come on, it's only been 2 weeks. You can remember how to do that again. Do you see what I'm talking about? This hairline? It's not something I normally do. It's not a regular mic issue. But it is a mic issue today. And I don't know why. Stop. That's alright, Hori. Don't worry about it. I was hoping I could find somebody who is traveling to Iampith that could bring me some, but I don't know anybody from overseas that's coming, so that won't work. I'll get some one day. Whoa. I don't know what's causing it. I was changing flange stuff. Oh, Kalo's coming to Iampith? Yeah. I mean, if you get it to Kalo, she could bring it to me. That would work. And then I could pay you. Yeah, I just don't want to pay shipping because it costs as much as the ink, and I'm cheap. There we go. There's the good stem and the good B second stroke. We can't put them together. Stop. Why am I doing that? Did my nib angle change? Something is different. Anything to not blame myself. Pretty sure it's just my fault, but it's weird. Till the end of the month. Yikes. That's no fun. But everywhere's gotta do what they gotta do. Too angled. Too angled. Yeah. Quarantine is no fun. I mean, so long as things don't change between the US and Canada, I won't have to quarantine when I come home from convention, I don't think. But that just, so long as things don't get worse. From now until then, we'll see. See, it's anticipating the shade. I don't do that thing in the upper right corner, but when I'm about to go into a shade, I do. It's anticipating the shade. Why? It's an unacceptable issue because it's all up here. and I don't like it. Sorry, blueberries, you're in the way a little bit. Okay. Nope. What's everybody else working on tonight? Fozzie, if you're still here, did you find your fake wedding paper? Gosh, very frustrating. Every time. It's just such a long tail. That's not something I used to do. Nice. That's fun. Saki bottoms. Do it, James. Do it. Make some shrimp crackers. That sounds like a great idea. I am feeling snacky, but all I have are blueberries, and they don't make a very good snack. I may walk to the convenience store after this. I'll get something truly snacky. I wish there was a late-night pizza place nearby. I could go for a slice of something. Lead-proof fight's pretty fun. You're absolutely right, John. If you hate D, you hate O. And vice versa. I don't hate them. I'm just not very good at them. We're not friends all the time. We have moments where we're pretty friendly, but doing this about 100 times more than 100 times makes the D work for a little while at least. See, but you see, as we're going, we start to get out this direction. We need to stop right there. I can't let autopilot dictate where I'm going. Autopilot is not my friend when it comes to the capital D. It is for some other letters, but I don't like autopilot. It's not good. This means I ingrained a bad habit back in the day, and is a testament to why your teachers say or try to avoid you creating bad habits, because they're hard to get rid of once they're ingrained. That was a good one. Let's keep that going. Wonky exit oval, but... Oh, Claire, that's fun. I'll admit I'm a little jealous. This week I was watching Season 2 of the American Lego Masters, and it's made me want to play with Lego. I want to build something else. I might have to finish designing my Lego bowler hat so I can order the parts for it. Good night, Marilyn. Thanks for hanging out. We will see you next week for some card carving, maybe. Get it together. I mean, that's a neat way to make a capital A, I guess. If you did this, you could make a capital A that way. But I don't know if anybody would read it as a capital A because it looks like a D. But it makes an A. So what's the consensus, James? You making shrimp chips? Wait, McDonald's doesn't deliver in the rain? Nice, James. Why doesn't McDonald's deliver in the rain? That didn't work. I did that backwards. You feel bad for the delivery guy? Pish posh. He's making money. Deliver rain. Yeah, that's true. Rain there is serious. What up, Mush? How's it going? Glad to hear it. Glad indeed. Oh, that was Happy Eid. Where is it? There. Happy Eid Mubarak. At the very beginning. Right when we got started. Typhoon? Okay, be careful. In that case, maybe don't order McDonald's. Deliver rain is acceptable. Deliver food is no good. Eid or Happy Eid Mubarak. Oh, that's fun. Good to know. It was a request. Oh, John, cold already? Because summer's ending, or just? Scary. Weather is scary. Now, I did a lot of practice on that shade a few weeks ago, and it was apparently caused me to forget how to do a good stem shade. That's scary. Everybody be safe. I guess you are all used to it, I suppose. That's true. I remember you telling me that story, Fozzie. That's funny. I'm looking forward to seeing Mike in a couple weeks. That's gonna be fun. Iampith is a very hard word. I mean, it's not a word, but to make look good. I've never actually tried to do an Iampith design. I should. Am I teaching at Iampith? Yup. I am teaching the art of movement writing this year. Whoops. Yeah, the art of movement writing is my class. Should be fun. That's no fun, Fozzie. Yeah, the mail system is a mess right now. I've had multiple custom sized and designed blotters go missing over the past during the pandemic, which is rather expensive because it's really hard to get the I mean, they're insured and stuff, but it's hard to get the claims right now. It's just a time-consuming thing, so unfortunately I have clients, a lot of customers who are waiting for things, and I'm nervous to send things. Like I did this vintage book foiling right before I went out of town, and now it's finished. I had to take photos of it and ship it, and I'm nervous. I'm nervous to ship things right now. A part of me wants to wait till I go to the States, bring it with me, and ship it from the States, but no, DHL, I don't like DHL in Canada. USPS is usually pretty good. I had a package get lost in Russia not too long ago, which was unfortunate. But I had a package go to Australia, like rocket fast. It arrived weeks before I thought it would. I should design. I should try to see if I could design an actual iambic superscripted signature one of these days. That's good. That's safe. It's always good to have the block lettering in another spot on the package, just because you don't want to take the chance of the mail people being too lazy. No, I'm based in Canada, Vancouver, British Columbia, not Vancouver, Washington. I'm north, in the Great White North. And no, the stuff that I lose, like my blotters, I don't write them at all. They're printed labels from Etsy, so I don't do in. There's no calligraphy on the package, period. So there's no reason that, at least calligraphy is not the reason they should go missing. The one that got lost recently was really unfortunate because it was a really nice one, and it was a custom size. It was like, I think it was like 20 by 30. I don't know. It was huge, giant piece of leather, which I should get financially reimbursed with the claim so long as it all goes the way it's supposed to. But it's just, I run out of leather really fast when I have to cut that many really big pieces. So that was a shame. And it was in her neighborhood, and then it went missing, which means somebody stole it, which is unfortunate. Oh, nice, Mush. Fozzie, all the packages are in customs. Everything's stuck, apparently. On your PC. Nice. How would you do? Like, it's just a really difficult combination of capital letters to try to combine them in an artistic way. On their own, it's hard enough to make it look decent. Whoops, didn't leave enough room for the P there. There's like nothing can connect into each other. They're all like the worst possible letters alternating from indirect oval to direct oval to indirect oval. Oh, then we have another indirect oval, but like this can end. The natural way would be to come off the M and do that, but then when we add the top of the P, it looks like a B because of this stroke, so we can't do that. It's just not a good combination. They just hit it. It's possible. It never got scanned. That's the weird part. Like when it was out for delivery, it labeled, or it said like on the tracking, it says like it's in the neighborhood, it's out for delivery, and then it never got scanned. So they didn't even leave it. It's like it got lost before it left the mail truck, because they would scan it and then leave it, and then somebody, like, packages obviously get stolen off porches and things all the time. But that's not what happened, because it would have been scanned regardless when the mail person dropped it off. So the mail person just didn't drop it off. I gotta do this one day. I have to figure out a way to make iambic look good one of these days. But that day is not today. That's weird that Mike's package would have got stuck so close to Kansas, so close to its originating place. It's bizarre. Because the states can't even blame COVID anymore. They're pretty much working like normal. So that's just an unfortunate thing. Yeah, I don't know. Packages go missing. It's unfortunate. I had the package that went missing in Russia that I sent. I didn't realize until it was too many months gone. I didn't realize it. 'Cause I don't always double check that things are delivered. I sort of send them off and then they're sort of out of my brain, which is bad. I should pay more attention to the tracking and stuff, but I didn't pay attention. And then by the time I found out that it never got delivered, it was too late to file a claim. So that's just money gone. I obviously gave the person a refund. It's unfortunate, the shipping of things. It'll probably turn up one day, Fozzie. Or there's a possibility, it's happened to me before as well, it might have got to the regional office and it might be on its way beyond that, and then it just missed like a scan somewhere. Possibly. Doesn't really make any sense. But who knows? Maybe it'll just show up at your door one day. I had one package going to, was it Denmark? I think. And it never arrived. So I made a replacement item for the customer and sent it, and they got the replacement. Over a year later, the package returned to me in Los Angeles. Over a year went by though. And I had tried to file claims, tried to have it found, all this stuff, and nothing could be done. And then a year later, it just turned up randomly. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am officially out of blueberries, which means I'm gonna bring this stream to an end. Oh, is Ema crossing the border? Is she coming to the States? It does indeed, Mush. Hey, Renee. We have a new chatter. A part-time lurker. It had another label printed on the back. Was the other label just like a label that the person who was mailing to you didn't take off? Oh, I want her to mail me paper. We never finished discussing the paper that I was going to get from her. Part-time lurker is also a thing, so we got Lurker James and part-time lurker Renee. Well, now that you've broken the seal and you've surfaced, Renee, now you can just be no longer lurker. You can just chat. How many people are still here? We got 13 people in here. I was looking earlier, and it's always because now with stream I don't have the statistics or whatnot up on my feed anymore, so I don't see how many people are here. And there was a while earlier when James was kind of the only one chatting, and I went to check YouTube to see who was here, and there was still like 16 plus people just hanging out. Nobody saying anything. And future Iampeth lurker Lori, she's the in-person lurker. That's okay. I have no issues with lurkers. Lurker, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of lurking, but if you're lurking because you're nervous to chat, there's no need to be nervous to chat. You could just join in the conversation or start your own conversation. Oh. Yikes. So there's just a package out there without a label. That is why I clear tape all of my labels. Every label gets taped onto my shipping tubes. Actually, fun, real quick story. Silly, stupid Mike back in the day. The very first leather blotters that I ever made, back in, it was like 2006 or 2007, or something like that. I can't remember exactly. But the very first ones I ever made, I used these like triangle shipping boxes because I couldn't find shipping tubes. And I sent them, and I realized after I sent them that I didn't tape a single box closed. I sent like a whole, it was like a chunk of, there was like 7 of them or something going to different places, and I mailed them all at once, and not a single one of the box was taped shut. All of them got to where they were going, and there was not a single issue, thank goodness. But when I sent them, I realized, like, oh, that was risky. They could have just been opened by anybody, or opened and been lost and things like that. Because I completely forgot to tape them. I like shipped them off, and then I was leaving the post office and you realize like, oh, I messed that up. So that was a mistake. But luckily, nothing went missing and it was good. Living on the edge, right? I like to live on the wild side. Fingers crossed there was, Renee, so it found its home eventually. That's nerve-wracking. Now I'm nervous about all of my printed labels. I taped them, but now I want to I don't write on the boxes, on the tubes, and maybe now I should. You have me nervous. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. This has been an awesome evening, a nice, relaxing, chill session. Like I said, I think we're going to do card carving next week, and maybe card carving with a dash, just a little sprinkle of origami, because I want to learn to carve or to fold an origami rose, a simple origami rose. So, because I want to start folding my scrap paper into flowers when I'm done with it, just for fun. So, card carving probably, and a little maybe sprinkle of origami rose. We'll see. Thank you for coming out of your lurker hidey hole, Renee. It was a pleasure seeing you in chat, and it was a pleasure chatting with all of you. Thank you very much, everybody. Make sure that you are falling in love with the process. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, that life should be just a bit of silliness, really. Good night, everybody.